Hi everybody, welcome to Back to School Night. I'm Mr. Priske. This is for basic PAM. My email address is here. You'll also see it at the end, so you can copy it down there if you ever have any questions. This is for preparation for advanced math. It's a class designed mostly for juniors, but some seniors to get some math credits. Juniors to prepare them for the state tests that we do in April-ish time, the CASP, the old STAR test. So we do a lot of review. Just a little introduction about myself. I've been teaching for 18 and a half years. I started at Saugus High School. I've been at West Ranch since we opened back in 04 and 05. Grew up here in Santa Cruz Valley. Been in Santa Cruz basically since 1976. Went to Meadows, went to Placerita, went to Hart for 3 years, and I actually moved away for 2 years. Went to Palmdale High, went to Antelope Valley College for a year, and then came back and went to COC, graduated from there, and then went over to the Masters University and graduated from there. My wife also teaches here. She's the ASB director and also teaches culinary. I have a 19-year-old daughter who just left for school. She's up in Spokane at a school called Whitworth University. And I have a 16-year-old son here at West Ranch who is a junior. The main source of information where your students or you can find out what's going on in class is Google Classroom. There are different tabs along the top, but when you first log in, you'll find the stream. The stream is, I'm trying to keep it really clean and not a lot of information there, but the links for the Zooms are there. So that's the best place, and your students have been doing pretty well on getting onto the Zooms. There's another tab at the top, classwork. That's where my weekly agendas are. That's where my week agendas are. My weekly agenda is basically a basic overview of what's happening that week, and then you see the week of here at the bottom. That kind of, you open that up, and then you can see the list of assignments and the links to get to the different assignments. And there's also the place where you can find my syllabus and also a video instruction topic where I'm learning, as we all are. I'm recording myself teaching, and then if somebody misses or they're really not sure, they can go back and watch that video. Attendance, kind of a big issue. I know that was a big deal when we went on distance learning back in March. Was hard. There was no accountability. I'm trying to make distance learning just like we were here in class. You're in the Zoom on time, you're here. If you come in late, you get marked tardy. If you leave early or you're not there, well, you're not here, so you get marked absent. Make sure that your students have both their first and last names in the Zoom before they get in. I've been instructed to not let them in to the Zoom if they don't have it. I've been pretty graceful with that so far, but that will kind of go away. The students know this. I've been trying to communicate this, so make sure before they log in they have their first and last name. I know sometimes Wi-Fi is a disaster. I know that it doesn't work. Just communicate. I'm living by that code of having grace and being patient and having communication. Communicate with me. Email me saying, I tried to get on, but my Wi-Fi wasn't working. And then they show up late. I don't mark them late. I mark them present, and we try to move forward. So really just trying to live by those codes right there. If a student doesn't show their face or they don't come on time, they can be marked absent. Obviously, special circumstances are taken into consideration. And if a student leaves early without my permission, I say, okay, go ahead and work online, and they leave. I can mark them absent. It's just like them walking out of class. Hey, I'm out of here. Well, that's not what we're trying to do. We're trying to keep them in class the whole time. It's been fairly difficult to get everyone in at the beginning of class. I try to start teaching a few minutes after the bell rings, and then somebody shows up 4 minutes late, and then it's 8 minutes, and I really can't get started without having the majority of everybody there. So really try to get everybody there at the beginning of class. The Zoom codes, there is a different Zoom code for Wednesdays. The normal days, the Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Fridays, that's the same one, it repeats. Wednesday is a different code because there's different starting times. So that was my ease. And it's pretty noted, pretty specifically in the Google Classroom. You can see that. Grades, this will be something different for most of you, which might make some of you smile, might some of you like, what is this? I was challenged last year to think outside the box in terms of my grading. I know we pretty much all grew up with, if you get an A, it's 90 to 100, and an F was that big span of 0 to 60%, you would get an F. We're trying to broaden that to where everybody has access to passing. I'm not trying to make it easier, I'm just trying to make it where it's more accessible to everybody. So you can see this. If you get an 85%, that used to be a B. Well, it's an A now. And it's really, really hard to fail this class. If you get a 40%, you can pass this class. We'll have 2 tests this semester only. There's a midterm, and then there's a final exam. We'll have some 10-question quizzes every 2 weeks or so. Our first one will probably be next week. And quizzes and midterms can be retaken. Going back to that code of communication, if somebody wants to retake it, they just have to let me know. I'm not going to search them out. Homework classwork. Each assignment's worth 5 points. The platforms that we've been mainly using right now are Edpuzzle and KudoWorks. Apex will be introduced later, but right now Edpuzzle and KudoWorks are our main things. KudoWorks is something that I've been using for years. It's a worksheet production, and what happens now is there's an online platform, so I can create that worksheet, put it online, and students can do the problems online and it get instantly graded. It's been really good. The great thing about that is I can watch and see or go back and review how long students are actually spending on specific problems, which is kind of cool. And that's kind of the same thing with Edpuzzle. I can see if they've actually doing work. When I say, hey, go offline and start doing your work, and then I say, hey, Johnny, you're not doing your work. And they're like, yeah, I am. I'm like, no, you're not, because I can see that you haven't even logged in yet. It's kind of a great way to have a little bit of accountability. For CUDA, if they don't get 60% on the assignment, that's that minimum cutoff right now. I'm really looking for correctness, not quickness. They have to redo the assignment, so that's the motivation to do it right the first time and maybe take a little bit more time. Hopefully they have a piece of paper out, they have a calculator out. Yes, they have access to a calculator. Each assignment, when is it due? It's due the next time I see them, except for Wednesday. So today, if I assign something, it'll be due on Monday. Friday, it will be due on Tuesday. So the next time I see them for a full class. Late assignments may be collected as we get going. Right now, I'm kind of being graceful with lateness, but with that accountability issue, I'm really trying to get to that 5-week mark. After that, I will hold due dates pretty firm. Typical day, I think everybody wants accountability. Everybody wants instruction to happen, and I'm really trying to have that happen. But also with instruction, what's important to me as a teacher is I really enjoy students. I really enjoy the relationships I can build when I can see them face to face and we can talk about life, talk about things that maybe aren't necessarily going with math, that health and well-being that we're all looking for outside of the issue of this quarantine COVID life that we're living. I really want my class to be a safe place, respect, but not only to ask questions about math, but also relational builders. I really want to know about my students, whatever they're doing well, can celebrate, and the struggles that hopefully we can help them through that. Synchronous, what is synchronous? Synchronous is the beginning of class. It's where everybody's online at the same time, and I'm giving instruction, I'm taking roll. Asynchronous is when everybody's still online, but they're working on their own. They can turn their cameras off. I say, hey, go do your work. I'm here on the Zoom the whole class period. My assistant is here. We have breakout periods, or breakout classes. I can put them in for a special one-on or small group instruction. All they got to do is pop their head back in and say, hey, I'm not sure about this number. Can we go over that? And that's perfect, and that's why the asynchronous is great. And then I can let them go. Sometimes I let them go early. Most of the time we've been staying on pretty much to the end of class, but asynchronous, hey, go do your work. If you have any questions, pop back in and we're good to go. And lastly, online behaviors. Be online and be on time. Stay online until the end of class or until I excuse you early. Be respectful of everyone in the class, and that's also with the chats. I can always turn those off if it becomes a problem. Show your face on video, at least at the beginning. Don't eat on camera. Stash distractions. Try to find a quiet place to do your class. Eliminate negativity and ask questions. Don't be afraid to do that. So far, everybody's been really, really good with this. Had minimal problems, so that's awesome. I want this to continue. Again, here's my email. Email me with any questions. Look forward to a great semester. Thanks for all watching the video tonight, and we look forward to seeing everybody in person soon. You have a great day. Good night.